In the Vikings 34-26 loss, or 26-34 loss, however you want to say it these days, to the San Francisco 49ers, a couple things stood out. Well, other than really the Vikings not being able to stop a nosebully, the number one thing and takeaway was that Elijah Mitchell embarrassed the Vikings. That's right. Now, I completely get it. I'm a Vikings apologist. I've been apologizing for the Vikings for the past, I want to say last 15 years. I've been a major fan. And if I'm being honest, I feel like this team is always so close. Like there's always, especially this season, they've led in each game by like a touchdown. They've also let up a touchdown before each, before the half of pretty much every game. I think they're opposing teams are averaging a touchdown before the half of each game here. It's just, and this year especially, it's been tough. But I've been a Vikings apologist for a long time. But the effort and the execution that was put forth on Sunday was not great. But it really wasn't all the Vikings' faults. I understand that they had no starters, no defensive line starters. Dalvin Tomlinson, who is basically the only remaining starter at this point that's played any extenuating amount of time for the Vikings, was out with COVID. He might be back. He might be back for the Lions this week. We'll have to see. But there was honestly one player to me that stood out that deserves his credit, because this man, when he has been healthy and when he has been a wrecking ball. That is Elijah Mitchell. Honestly, it wasn't just the fact that he had 27 carries for 133 yards and a touchdown. It wasn't just the fact that he also caught 5 passes for 35 yards. No. It was the fact that this man completely just torched, roasted, whatever you want to say. He embarrassed the Vikings, because obviously Vikings fans and Vikings staff, everyone in the stadium knew the 49ers were going to run the football. Okay, yeah, not that hard to tell. But the man came in there, not only ran the football against the Vikings. I mean, there is a difference between running the football and just being unstoppable. The Vikings could not stop Elijah Mitchell, and it was rough to watch. 27 carries, 133 yards and a touchdown once again. Almost 5 yards a carry. And I believe from what I saw, his longest carry of the day was 15 yards? So obviously, it wasn't all on just run, because stats can be very misleading. You can have, 19 carries for like 18 yards, and all of a sudden have one busted for 90, and it's a touchdown. Like, there's a lot of this can be, very misleading. Obviously, we used that word before, but it can be misleading, because when you think about it, you see the longest carry that these players have, and the reality of the situation is it didn't matter for Elijah Mitchell, because his longest carry was 15 yards. That means he had 26 carries for 118 yards otherwise. Seems like a pretty good average to me. And it obviously shows that he was still unstoppable when he was getting the football. I think he made a cut. I think it was like the second 49ers drive, made a cutback lane. I'm just like, man, this is rough. Like, I knew it was going to be a long day after that cut, because he was just making people miss, running over and through people, and he was just amazing. He absolutely deserves a lot of credit. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a background. A former 6th-round pick, 194th overall out of Louisiana. Finishes his career in the Sun Belt Conference with 527 carries, 3,267 yards, and 41 touchdowns. Also caught nearly 50 passes for 597 yards and 5 touchdowns. Now, again, caught 5 passes for 35 yards, so he added that receiving element, but there was just no stopping Elijah Mitchell. Now, I think that this is kind of, it tells a bigger story when you think about it. Obviously, yes, he was impressive and he did his thing, but I think it's the fact that really it was a foreshadow what this man has done for the entire season, and it has not gotten nearly enough credit. Yes, obviously Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, all those guys get credit. But guys like Elijah Mitchell, for how he's been this year, he's been incredible. 143 carries on the season, 693 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the year against the Vikings, including against the Vikings, he has had 4 100-yard games. And when he has over 100 yards, he also averages a touchdown. Every single time he has, he has been, honestly, and again, we know the 49ers are going to run the football, and they're going to do it at a high level. But it's the fact that this man has been a major force for the 49ers really all season long, and it really showed against the Vikings. Again, it's painful for us to watch this man run all over our team, but we got to give the credit where it's due, because he absolutely balled out. And I think we're seeing a guy that's only played in 8 games, mind you, has almost 700 rushing yards. Obviously, I think he's in line for 1,000 yards if he continues to play the way that he is. And it's not like this man, didn't have his issues either. I believe he's missed like 3 or 4 games with some, miscellaneous, like I think it was a finger injury, a toe injury, or something like that, and also an ankle injury, whatever. He's had his issues with some health problems, but I mean, it doesn't really seem to be slowing him down. It didn't against the Vikings. But no, there's a lot of credit that has to go to the 49ers. They ran the ball down the Vikings' throats. There could be no stopping it. But a lot of it was stemming behind Elijah Mitchell and the way that he played. You got to give it up for the man, the former 6th-round pick. And I'm really excited for him because I think he's going to do a lot of great things in the NFL. I think he's going to be a quality running back for the 49ers for a long time, too. And he's going to be someone that a lot of NFL teams have to contend with. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. Check out our website at thesportsbriefpodcast.com. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a follow there. Also, give us a sub and listen on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything you'd like us to cover, make sure you send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com of what that is, or just put it in the comment section down below and we'd be glad to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about Elijah Mitchell just roasting and embarrassing the Minnesota Vikings.